Academic English words for international students from 739 to 804. Intermediate between ion, a charged atom. Kidney, an organ in the body which cleans the blood. Lateral, on the side, moving sideways. Mall, a large shopping center with many individual stores. Maternal, having to do with being a mother. Membrane, a thin covering of tissue. Messenger, someone who delivers messages. Motif, a distinctive form, shape of figure in a design. Multinational, involving many countries. Mutation, a change in genetics, any event that changes genetic structure. Niche, a small area, a specialized business, job or activity. Nitrogen, a colorless chemical element without a smell that forms most of the Earth's atmosphere. Node, an intersection or junction point in a network, a part on a plant where a new leaf grows. Nominal, in name or thought but not reality. Nucleus, control center of cell. Numerical, includes numbers. Nutrient, a chemical food that animals and plants need to live, develop, and be healthy. Offspring, the child of a person or the young of a plant or animal. Onset, the beginning. Optimal, best. Orient, to focus your attention or efforts on something. Overview, a description of the main features of something. Par, the usual amount. Paradigm, a set of ideas that are used for understanding or explaining something. Parcel, a package or box wrapped in paper, a thing bigger than a letter that is sent in the mail. Pest, an unwanted insect or small animal that eats plants or food supplies. Pesticide, a chemical substance used to kill pests. Plantation, a large area of plants, usually in a hot climate. Plausible, being reasonable and possibly true. Pragmatic, dealing with problems in a reasonable, practical manner. Precipitate, to cause to happen. Precipitation, rain, snow, or hail. Qualitative, concerning how good something is, rather than quantity. Quantum, a smallest unit or amount of energy. Radar, a device that sends out radio waves for finding out the position of another object. Replicate, to repeat something such as an experiment, study, or process. Replication, the act of making copies. Reservoir, a lake usually artificial, where water is collected and stored for the use of a community or industry. Scripture, the holy books of a particular religion. Sediment, the material which settles to the bottom of a liquid. Semantic, the different meanings of words. Shuttle, a vehicle that carries passengers or items between two places. Singular, one. Lob, a thick flat slice of something. Slash, to cut violently. Sniff, to smell by short intakes of air. Socialize, to teach people to behave in a way which is acceptable in their culture, to spend time with people. Static, being unchangeable or unmovable. Surgical, concerning surgery. Susceptible, at risk of developing a certain illness or problem. Swap, to trade or exchange. Synthetic, not natural, made from artificial materials. Temporal, concerning time. Thermal, with reference to some source of heat. Tolerance, a willingness to let people do, say, or believe that they wish without judging or challenging them. Track, a large stretch of land. Trivial, unimportant. Turbulent, moving violently and unevenly. Undergraduate, a college student who is working toward his or her first degree. Unintelligible, that cannot be understood. Urine, yellow liquid waste from the body. Usage, the way something is used. Valve, a device along a pipe that can either open and allow something to flow or close and block it. Vegetation, plants. Velocity, speed in a given direction. Academic English words for international students from 805 to 862. Vocabulary, the words that a person knows. Wheat, a kind of grain that is used to make flour for bread. Whereby, by which, by that thing. Antiquity, an ancient period, something made a long time ago. Binary, having two parts, using only two numbers, 1 and 0. Chess, a game of strategy for two players. Chromosome, cell structures that carry the genetic material which is copied and passed to the next generation. Contour, the shape of the outside edge of something. Coronary, concerning the head. Corpus, a body, in linguistics, a body of words. Deceive, to make someone believe something that is not true. Deflection, the action of making something move in a different direction. Denote, be a name or symbol for. Dialect, a way of speaking a language which is used only in a particular area or by a particular group. Discrete, separate, composed of distinct parts. Encode, to change a message or information into code. Epidemiology, the science of how disease spread. Facet, a part of something. Fin, the flat, thin body parts of a fish that sticks out and helps guide it through water. Finite, having limits, lasting for a limit time. Flux, a state of flow and change. Friction, the act of sliding two objects against each other. Hepatitis, a disease of the liver that causes inflammation, yellow skin, and fever. Induction, bringing about or causing. Invert, to turn something upside down. Irrigation, supplying land with water using pipes. Liter, metric unit for measuring liquid or gas. Locus, a place or location. In genetics, the location of a gene on a chromosome. Mentor, an experienced or wise person who teaches or helps another person. Mercury, a heavy silver white metal that is used in thermometers to measure a temperature. A planet. Metabolism, a chemical process of the body in which food is converted to energy. Mole, a small animal with dark fur that lives under the ground, a unit for measuring molecules. Neuron, a nerve cell, the basic building block of the nervous system. Notation, a set of written signs or shapes that are used in music or mathematics. Novice, a person with little or no experience in a particular activity, skill, or subject. Onwards, forward. Oscillation, movement from side to side at a steady speed, a frequent change in size, straight, or direction between two limits. Partition, a wall, screen, or piece of glass used for separate one area from another. Psychological, concerning how the body functions. Physiological, concerning how the body functions. Quiz, a game in which players answer questions on a specific topic. Radius, a given area or a range around a certain point, a line from the center of a circle to its edge. Receptor, a device that receives information. In physiology, a nerve ending that changes stimuli into impulses. Repertoire, a collection of skills or accomplishment. Respiratory, to do with breathing. Scroll, a long rolled piece of paper with writing on it to move up and down a computer screen. Secret, to produce a liquid. Sensory, referring to the five senses: hearing, sight, smell, taste, and touch. Solvent, something that dissolves or can melt another substance. Sperm, male sex cell. Syllable, a unit of speech. Terminology, specific words and expressions used in a particular field. Transcribe, to write something spoken. Vector, a quantity that has both size and direction. Yeast, a single cell fungi use it to make bread and beer. Amino, a substance that combines to form the structure of proteins. Artifact, object made by humans. Bilingual, being able to speak two languages well. Chemotherapy, the treatment of diseases such as cancer using chemicals. Academic English words for international students from 863 to 911. Confound, to confuse and greatly surprise someone so that they are unable to explain a situation. Dissection, the act or process of cutting something. Dissertation, an in-depth paper submit for a doctorate degree. Entrant, a person who enters a contest. Fetal, concerning a fetus, an unborn baby. Gradient, a measure of how steep something is. Grammatical, concerning grammatical rules. Infinity, without end, limitless. Innate, present in a person or animal from the time of birth. Longitudinal, going from the top to the bottom of something. Narrow, a soft, fatty tissue inside bones. Millimeter, 1/1000th of a meter. Morphological, the study of form and structure. Morphology, the study of forms and structure of plants, animals, and words. Neural, about the nerves or nervous system. Null, having no impact. Optimal, the best or most desirable. Phenomenal, unusual, remarkable. Phosphate, a salt or compound used to help grow plants. potassium, a common soft silvery white metal, which is usually used for farming or industrial purposes. Primer, a book that covers the basics of a subject, a kind of plant. Proton, a very small part of an atom that has a positive electrical charge. Soluble can be mixed with a liquid. Salt is soluble in water. Substrate, a substance which a catalyst or enzyme has an effect on. Subtract, to take away. Syllabus, the teaching schedule for a course in a school or university. Trajectory, the path followed by an object moving through space. Transparency, the amount you can see through something. Vowel, a speech sound, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Watershed, a period of time during which important, significant changes take place. Algebra, mathematics using letters and symbols in place of some numbers. Amplitude, the breadth, width, or lengthiness of something. Biodiversity, the variation of an environment, the number of different types of life found there. Fluoride, a chemical compound which is a mixture of fluorine and something else. Circa, an approximate time period. Consonant, a speech sound, any letter in the alphabet which is not a vowel. Cortex, the outer part of an organ or structure. Inversion, a change in position of things so they become the opposite. Lexicon, about words. Multi, a prefix meaning more than one. Phonological, concerning sound. Postgraduate, graduate studying for a further degree. Sneeze, to loudly blow air out of your nose or mouth in a sudden, uncontrolled way. Syntactic, grammatical. Syntax, the study of a system such as the system of words in a sentence. Theorem, a statement that can be proven. Aerosol, a container which sprays liquid under pressure. Axiom, a statement which is accepted as true. Calculus, a type of mathematics used for calculating such things as the slopes of curves. Academic English words for international students from 912 to 962. Capillary, very small blood vessels. Comma, mark showing a pause or list in a sentence. Congruent, having the same shape and size. Denominator, the bottom number in a fraction. Equivalence, when something is equal to something else. Exponential, a constant raised to a power equal to a given expression. Helix, a 3D spiral shape. Herbicide, a position that kills weeds. Semi, a prefix meaning health. Splice, act of connecting two pieces of rope or wire into one. Connotation, an association and amplification, implication. Descriptor, a label, something that describes. Oxidize, to convert an element into an oxide, combined with oxygen to rust. Parenthesis, one of two symbols and use it in writing. Semester, half of a year in school or college. Trans, a prefix meaning across, through, or changing thoroughly. Volition, the act of making conscious choice. Factorial, concerning factors or factorials. Solute, a substance that has dissolved in a solvent and become part of the liquid, so that they form a solution. Mid, at or near the middle point. Airplane, a machine that flies through the air. Artwork, photographs or pictures in a printed publication. Breakdown, then a normal activity or behavior stops. Classroom, room in school where lessons take place. Feedback, a response to a message. Information about a person's behavior. Footnote, extra information at the bottom of a page. Halfway, a middle point between two extremes. Handout, a piece of paper with information, often given out before a presentation. Homework, work that a student is given to do at home. Layout, plan or design of something. Lifestyle, the type of life that you have. Pathway, a path or way that you can walk. Rainfall, water falling from the sky. Textbook, a book that is used to study. Uplift, to make someone feel happier or more hopeful. Wavelength, the size of a wave, a shared understanding. Widespread, happening or existing in many places, affecting many people. Workshop, a brief, intensive course for a small group. Emphasizes problem solving. Anti, a prefix meaning against or opposite. Ex, a prefix meaning out of, from, or not. Micro, such as microchip. Now, a prefix meaning recent or new. Non, a prefix meaning not. P, the ratio of circumference to the diameter of a circle, approximately equal to 3.14. Palm, a long narrow piece of metal or wood which is used to hold or support something. Pre, a prefix meaning before. Sub, a prefix meaning under or instead of. Super, of the highest quality. Great, marvelous, super. Headquarter, the main office of a company or organization. Identical, the same in every way.